Okay, our third senior speaker today is Ava Greer Allen. If there's one thing about Ava Greer, it's that she doesn't quit. This girl is seriously capable of anything. From being a captain of the Fast Fearless Females of BXC to her leadership of our chapel programs, she does it all. I value her level-headedness and humor in difficult situations, especially in our regular struggle up the academic stairs. When I asked Ava Greer if she was excited about her senior speech, she said she's had this topic picked out since 6th grade. And then I pressed for details, and she refused. So with that, I'm incredibly excited to see what she has today. Please join me in welcoming Ava Greer Allen to the stage.
Sorry guys, no intro today. I never thought I had a tough name until I grew up and learned that it was other people who found it confusing. The only part I found hard was pronouncing the R in Greer when I was little. Most people call me Ava, and as much as I put up with it, I have to admit that I hate it. The difference between Ava and Ava Greer may not seem to be a big difference to many, but to me, they are two different people. The people that call me Ava tend to not know me at all, and the people that call me Ava Greer tend to know me more on a deeper, more personal level. These are the people that lift me up when I'm down, encourage me to do hard things, and most importantly, tell me to keep going. These are the people I go to for the best advice that I can trust, and although I don't normally listen to it, it's the thought that counts. Today, I wanted to share the side of me who is Ava Greer. Now, even though your experiences don't define who you are, I felt like ever since I was in middle school, I was defined as someone I wasn't, solely based off of the way I presented myself. What people didn't know, though, was that there was more going on the inside that led to the ways I presented myself on the outside. And ironically enough, this very room was where everything changed in 7th grade. I'd like to start off with an essay from my freshman year. Suicide. Close to 800,000 people die to it every year, which is one person every 40 seconds. Suicide is never the answer, no matter how much you hurt. Kevin Hines is just one of few people who survived from his attempt. He realized when he jumped off that bridge that he made the biggest mistake of his life. He now tells his story like I will tell mine. It was just another Monday in the chapel, people crowding in to get in their seats, those people wondering what boring speaker we have to listen to today. Little did I know, the person who would be speaking would change my life for the better and for the worst. While he was speaking, I started crying. My hands started to sweat and feel droopy. My eyes got heavy from the tears. I felt as if my whole face had an extra 10 pounds. I felt the stares. People looked back at me, wondering why I was crying. My teacher sat almost next to me and didn't give me a glance. I felt useless. Maybe no one did care about me. Everyone rose. They all started clapping. It was over. More people looked back at me. I didn't care enough. My hands were shaking. I couldn't handle my body. It was like I was being controlled by 2 strings on my shoulders. Everyone started to file out. My body barely let me walk out of the seats. My brain didn't let me leave. Somewhere in my mind told me that I shouldn't leave that chapel. Somewhere, someone told me that I needed help. I walked over to my favorite teacher. "What's wrong?" I burst into tears. She holds me tight. I couldn't explain what was happening to me. Kevin Hines came up to me and just started talking. He didn't need an explanation from me for what was happening. He already knew. I felt at ease with his voice talking to me. I felt like I was being hugged so tightly by someone, even though no one was touching me. I had control over my body again. My hands stopped shaking. My eyes didn't feel heavy. He turned around and walked away. I stood up and walked with that teacher. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know the destination. I just felt that maybe where she was taking me was right. We got to the front office. "Is Miss Williams here?" She's the counselor. I've never met with her before. I see her almost every day talking to other students. Were they like me? My feet became heavy again. Walking down the stairs, my knees were going to break. Each step I took, I felt like I was breaking a bone. I reached the bottom. I took a deep breath and walked into her office. Kevin Hines is one of few people who was lucky enough to survive from his attempt. He says getting help is the best decision he ever made. I feel honored to have gotten to speak with him about my own personal story, and I'm grateful for the impact he had on me. Getting help was the best decision I ever made too. At first, I didn't want help. I wanted to struggle on my own and prove to myself I was strong enough. I only fell deeper, making it harder to climb out of that hole. Although I thought I would never get better, time is healing, and healing takes time. I always try and protect myself. My RBF has haunted my existence. Not only have people mistaken me for being rude and unconditionally non-social, but they have also completely avoided me. The simple solution is to smile more, as my mom likes to say, but this is a part of me. I cannot magically change my face or bone structure, but what I can do is let people in on my thoughts to show that I am not unconditionally non-social or rude. The problem is that society will not even give me a chance. The mental and physical bruises from my thoughts will never heal, but to me it is a sign of strength. I'm glad I will never forget these years of my life because I want to use them to tell other young adults about my story, in hopes that it helps them like Kevin Hines did me. He saved me so I can save others. If I was not able to stand up here today, I would have fallen with the way I had been perceived. Of the time I struggled with anxiety, depression, and an eating disorder, no one knew. And the thing I learned from that was protection. To always, always stand up for yourself, no matter what the possible consequences are. I try not to be vulnerable to make me seem tough. I try not to be too emotional or too dramatic, but those are real feelings that you should always be allowed to express. Always try your best to have fun. This doesn't necessarily mean going out to parties, but try your best to get out of the hole you've fallen into. Be safe, make good decisions. At the end of the day, you only have yourself, so protect yourself at all times. This means in physical situations and mental situations. Don't do anything you'll regret, because regret is one of the worst feelings in my opinion. I regret keeping my feelings tucked away for so long that it still affects the way I wake up and live my life. The last thing I want to say is that before assuming someone is mean by the things you've heard, give them a chance. Get to know them, talk to them. Maybe there's something going on a deeper level. Hi, my name is Ava Greer Allen, and I am 766 days clean today. Thank you, and have fun, be safe, and don't do anything you'll regret.